Una parte del valico sono come le nuvole.
Come on, bro.
Come on, bro. Dang.
D, what's up?
Prez, bro, wake up, man. It's time to go. We late. Dang.
Well, what time is it?
I'm gonna be in the car.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Bye.
Give me a minute. Dang. Dang.
Man, you overslept today?
Yeah, man. Denver had to come and wake me up.
Feeling okay?
Just tired.
Yeah, me too.
I just need like a day off to get some rest, you know?
I need a day at the day spa. Mud bath. Perfect.
Yo, college made you soft. You were there for too long.
Have you ever been to the day spa?
Of course not.
Of course. Listen, you gotta take care of your mind, your body, and your soul. Total package.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Telling you, it's a long season,
I don't
Perez.
know if I can believe you.
See that? That's mud bath right there. That's mud bath, baby.
The 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by Shaq and the Jet. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Phoenix Suns. And guys, for the Suns, they're enjoying a better winning percentage to this point than we saw last season, an encouraging sign for the players and the front office. And the Suns have gone back to their up-tempo style, a lot of 7 seconds or less type of play last season. Is this a good look for them?
Well, it's part of franchise history. Started with Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, the Brazilian Blur. You know, it happened especially in their most successful era. You know, they've proven that when you play big games at the up-tempo style, you can win a lot of games like that.
And I'm older than you, Shaq, so it was even with Kevin Johnson. It was
it was?
Oh, yeah, no question. Paul Westphal, even
man.
back in those days, and the Van Arsdale brothers. I mean, this is been a history of playing in the Valley of the Sun, up-tempo, and they're doing it again this year.
Do you think I can toss to Kevin Harlan in 7 seconds or less?
You should
think
be
you
able
can.
to.
Well, count it down for me.
7, 6,
Now time to go to
5,
Kevin Harlan
4,
as they get ready
3, 2,
for the opening
1.
tip.
We are in Orlando, Florida, as the Magic are about to go into this interconference contest right here. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. The Suns won the road trip here before heading back to Phoenix. Still early in the season, but the front office and coaching staff likes what they are seeing from this team so far. Better winning percentage than last year.
Well, right now for the Suns, it's been a nice run they're on to start the season, especially when you compare it to the way it ended just a year ago.
Yeah, and there's an impressive buzz around this team right now. They're very capable of far more wins than they had a year ago.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Hey, Kevin. Well, one item that everybody talked about with Prez was his ability to add weight and make it through the NBA season. Although he has put on some muscle since the start of training camp, the coaching staff still thinks he's got a long way to go in order to survive a long NBA season. And with all the rookies on this team, you have to wonder if the fortunes will change once they hit that so-called rookie wall. We will find out soon enough. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always for great reporting. Prez has looked gassed, I think, Greg, at times out there this season.
And guys, I think that's to be expected of any first-year player. Let me tell you something. The rookie wall is real, and it hits like a truck right around that midpoint of the season.
And the Magic improving defensively last season.
Well, I like the talent level of their defenders. They can pressure the ball. They like to force turnovers and get out in the open court. That serves them well. Still room to grow for this group, but when they're creating and causing havoc, I think that's when they're at their best.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Booker is the 2 with Tucker at the 3. Prez out there with Len, and it's Young in at the point guard position. Payton outside. And the pass to Vucevic. He kicks it to Fournier. Back to Vucevic. Dishes to Ibaka.
And you love the defense that Ibaka brings to the court every game. Provides big problems for his matchup with his length. Is good to block at least a couple shots every night, it seems.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. Free throw good. Serge Ibaka.
And what's interesting about Ibaka, he's played basketball internationally ever since joining the NBA back in 2008. In fact, he won a silver medal with Spain in 2012.
Ibaka hits both of them. On defense, the Magic. And going against Phoenix, their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and a pair of losses for them in their meetings last season. And the cold, hard truth about it, they just had a hard time beating anybody last year.
You know, Greg, those were games where you thought they could get a win. But now they need to forget about it. It's in the past, let it go, and they've got to focus on the present and try to make a better run of it this time.
And with Ibaka and his defensive presence, it's not only the blocks he gets, but the threat of blocks that makes him great.
That's a great point. You see a lot of very talented players starting to hear footsteps when they get close to Ibaka. It isn't just that shot blocking that you mentioned. It's his help defense and ability also to defend on the perimeter. Also incredibly strong and very difficult to back down.
Here's Prez after Jeff Green's bucket. It's stolen by Vucevic. Payton against Young. Shot, high post. Here's Vucevic. Good. Vucevic has got his first points of the night.
Boy, the hustle by Vucevic. I mean, showing real commitment and investment on the glass and finding ways to come up with second chance opportunities for his team. That's very impressive.
Green with the ball. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Knocked away. Here's Tucker. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. The Magic have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Payton kicks to Fournier. Feeds to Vucevic. Len grabs the board.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
Now, here is Young. Pass to Prez. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Another 3 for Phoenix.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
The Magic trail by 4. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Fournier gets a wide open look. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Suns have gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Well, historically, the Suns have always been a more offensive-minded franchise, but their lack of defense really came to harm them last season, Greg. Just couldn't get any stops.
Yeah, the Suns had a tough time challenging shots and preventing easy baskets. Most of their struggles as a team started on the defensive end, had one of the worst opponent field goal marks in the entire league.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Biyombo is checked in for Vucevic. Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Biyombo. Green comes in for Serge Ibaka. Evan Fournier is checked in for Meeks. And it's Payton in for Augustine. Phoenix also making some changes. Prez is checked in for Dudley. P.J. Tucker comes in for T.J. Warren. Young is subbed in for Knight. The guard tandem is Payton and Fournier. Vucevic is out there with Green, and it's Hezonja in at the 3 slot. That's who's out there for Orlando. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Suns.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And Jeff Green drops them both.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, we know Mario Hezonja is a sharpshooter out of Croatia, and some say he was the cockiest player from that 2015 draft class. He once said, "I've never had respect to anybody on a basketball court. I don't care. Whether it's a veteran or a young player standing in front of me, I always have the same goal. I want to run over everybody." Kevin?
What a quote. He is not shy. Thanks, D.A. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. We take a look at the Pistons. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, Orlando, 8.5 games behind them.
And right now for the Magic, nobody was calling on them to kind of set the world on fire. But even those modest expectations have yet to be realized.
Yeah, you know, Greg, it's been a shame for their fan base, too, because they haven't really had much to be optimistic about to this point. The Magic last season had their best record in 4 years. I mean, approaching 500. Their young talent is starting to coalesce a bit.
That free throw good from Prez. And everybody talking about Orlando's youth, and they'll turn that advantage with a high-energy style. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think it's a good fit for them, guys. I mean, pushing the ball on the break, creating pace, attacking the rim, I mean, getting into people defensively. I think that's the right way for them to play based on their personnel.
He's off on the second. One issue that always seems to catch up with rookies is the wear and tear of travel and the NBA season. Prez is no exception to that.
Yeah, I mean, the late-night flights, sleeping in a strange hotel, all these things add up when you're on the road, and it can sap the energy from a young player who isn't used to it.
Well, so often rookies will have a hard time keeping up with the pace of the NBA game on the floor and on the schedule as well. Prez feeling perhaps a bit of that.
And you don't have back-to-backs or 4 games in 5 nights in college. There's just no way to know how hard it can be with the NBA schedule being what it is.
And here's Green outside. Here's Fournier. Pheonix grabs the miss. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that. They just kept coming at them wave after wave, and they really kept the crowd on mute in that one.
Here's Payton. The Suns getting the bucket. To the paint. Vucevic the pass to Hezonja. Picked by Vucevic. Hezonja kicks to Vucevic, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And that's just an example and display of strength from Vucevic. I mean, just overpowering whoever's in his path.
Biyombo is checked in for Hezonja.
And Mario Hezonja, the 5th overall pick in 2015 out of Croatia. He's played pro basketball from the time he was a teenager, competing in the 2nd-best league in the world since age 17. That'll get you ready for the NBA.
It's stolen by Vucevic. An even 3-on-3 break. Green kicks to Payton. Pass to Biyombo. He feeds it to Fournier. Payton dishes to Biyombo. Back to Payton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one goes in. Payton's got his first points of the night.
Boy, sweet J from Payton. The defense can't afford to leave him open there.
Good ball movement here by the Suns. Passes it to Tucker. Barbosa kicks to Prez. Kicks it out to Barbosa. It's Young on the wing. off target with his three.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
Ball's knocked loose, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Young. Orlando making some changes. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Vucevic. Jody Meeks comes in for Green, and DJ Augustine subbed in for Payton. Jared Dudley's checked in for Pheonix. Knight comes in for Young. And the first half is now in the books. Suns ahead. They lead by 14. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. Coach, what's stopped you from getting what you want?
Well, they're just a great defensive team. You know, we're not handling our pressure well enough. We're trying to work it inside. They're fronting, and we got to execute our counters.
Yeah, all 5 guys have to get involved. Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
All right, gentlemen, hustle up. That was a great first half. I like what I see out there, fellas. We're playing like we want it more than them. Do not let up, gentlemen. Play with the same enthusiasm. And let's get this W.
Welcome back, folks. The downtown skyline of Orlando, Florida, looking especially striking tonight. And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. Denver Levens has been sensational.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
Here's who Earl Watson is starting the second half with. Booker is the 2 with Tucker at the 3. Perez out there with Len, and it's Young in at the point.
And, you know, Elfrid Payton's first sport was football. His father played in the Canadian League. But after Hurricane Katrina hit, Payton's New Orleans area youth team disbanded. And Payton moved to Texas and then decided to focus on hoops instead. I don't know how that happened in Texas, as crazy as they are about football there.
And Elfrid Payton, a late bloomer in basketball, he was always the smallest player on his high school team until a growth spurt his junior year of high school.
And that may be why he was so lightly recruited coming out of high school, guys. He ended up going to the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Not what you would call a powerhouse, but it all worked out because he's where he hoped to be, playing in the NBA.
And the Suns now are clearly in rebuild mode. I mean, they thought going into the year they'd be able to compete, but last season they had to blow things up, and then you had the injuries as well. So turmoil within this team has led them to look more to the future.
Here's Green following the basket by Prez. Green, the pass to Payton. Here's Ibaka, got a piece of it.
Man, nice job by Prez positioning himself for these blocks. I mean, sending a message with how he puts those shots in reverse.
Second half just getting started, about a minute played. The Magic trail by 18. And with the Suns transitioning into a rebuilding team, they do have, they feel, some great young talent to build around.
And it starts with Devin Booker. He looks like he can be a star in this league. Have also done a good job of collecting first-round picks to help accelerate the rebuilding process.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
All right, Rex.
A chance here to take a moment and compare the front court and back court scoring on the night for the Suns.
And really, it's been the guards who have powered them into this substantial lead. They say it's a big man's league, but tonight it's all about the little guys.
Pheonix leading by 18. It seemed inevitable for this duo to get a nickname, but it's come out. It's going to stick. Prez and Young are known as Orange Juice. Not a bad name for this tandem.
Yeah, you know what? You don't get a nickname that takes hold unless you're doing something special. And what Prez and Young are doing is exactly that. This team is in great hands for the future.
That shot off the mark. Well, Orlando shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. Peyton dishes to Fournier. Young against Peyton. The feed now to Green. From deep. But they get it back. Out to Peyton. Screen by Ibaka. Ibaka with the screen on Young. Inside. Tries again, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. Alex Len picks one up.
And Nikola Vucevic, born to play the game. Both of his parents played professionally. They met in a gym. And his father played in Europe for 24 years, so you can't run away from the DNA.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And from the line, he's knocking it down about 71% of the time, and that's a percentage that needs to go up.
Guys, he's slightly fallen off his pace from a year ago at the line, and those points from the stripe have been a little harder to come by.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Kazanya, he's checked in for Ibaka. Jody Meeks comes in for Evan Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Peyton. And Vucevic with that basketball upbringing, guys. You see that in his skill level, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he can score on the block over either shoulder. He can step out and make the face-up jump shot as well. He's a good passer. Offensively, there's not much he can't do as a big guy.
Biyombo is checked in for Orlando. Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Green comes in for Kazanya. Evan Fournier is checked in for Meeks, and it's Peyton in for Augustine. And then for Pheonix, Prez comes in for Jared Dudley. Young is subbed in for Brandon Knight. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Orlando, Ibaka is the four with Vucevic in the middle. The guard tandem is Peyton and Fournier, and it's Green in at the small forward position.
And not entering the league as a natural catch-and-shoot guy, Ibaka certainly has developed this part of his game.
Pheonix no good that time either. The Magic trail by 14. Peyton outside. The dish now to Ibaka. Len grabs the board.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Prez, no good.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Suns leading by 14. And Young kicks to Prez. It's stolen by Ibaka. Peyton against Young. Lets it fly from 18. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And it's 7 points for Serge Ibaka.
And with a slower than average shot release, sometimes Ibaka needs more room to fire off that jumper, but does a good job that time with a hand in his face.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
The Magic trail by 12. Kicks it to Vucevic. It's tipped. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
And Orlando has possession. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Peyton kicks to Vucevic. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
And Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst, and I think it allowed them to put that run together.
They get it back, kicks it out to Booker. He dishes it to Prez. Tries to snap the cold streak. Ibaka with some nice D.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper out.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Suns.
They've knocked down plenty of mid-range jumpers in this one. That's been big for them.
Yeah, but they've been killing it from the free throw line tonight. Those points keep adding up as we go along.
Looking at the game for Ibaka, he has 8 points and a pair of blocks to go along with those.
And he's been standing tall when they've needed him.
And so he hits both. Here's Young. They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
Perez passes to Len. Makes it off the glass. And the Suns lead by 10.
And they are trying to put the hammer.
Hey, way to put the squeeze on them, guys. Bring it in. Let's talk. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop us. Just keep squeezing that orange juice, gentlemen.
Can't blame them. I mean, they're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, and the slump that they're having shooting the ball can take its toll on you if you're not mentally strong. So I like this timeout here to try to get those guys reset and refocused.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
During that break, Frank Vogel had some real words for his team. He said, hey, we're still in this thing. We just have to trust each other out there. Be aggressive, stay together, and play as a team. We're coming back and winning this one. Pretty confident words, Kevin.
Boy, hard to say too much about the craftiness of Vucevic's game. I mean, oftentimes, because he's so clever and so good at drawing fouls, he just toys with defenders.
And he ends up missing both free throws. Suns leading by 10. And Young kicks to Perez. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. And here's Booker from the arc. They grab their own miss. Perez. Oh, and he misses the dunk.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch is basically gone AWOL.
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
At times in his career, Ibaka has looked out of control when forced to finish through defenders. That time keeps his poise and reaps the benefits.
The free throw drops for Ibaka. 1:05 left in the fourth. Got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. Nice ball movement by Pheonix. Floats one up, and it's laid in by Perez. And the Suns lead by 9. And rarely do we get into the personal lives of the players on air. But, you know, you have to talk about Perez and his longtime girlfriend. They met in college, and she has helped him in so many ways on his journey.
And it isn't easy as she is still finishing up school. But where there is love, there is a way. And I know she comes from a family of athletes, so she's been very patient with Perez during his journey to the NBA. Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
The offensive rebound. Len down low. Vucevic defending. Here's Perez. Len dishes to Perez. And stolen by Payton. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. The pass to Vucevic. And Ibaka kicks to Payton. High post Vucevic to the wing right side. And a miss there on the triple. So it's Pheonix picking up the win, and in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Listen, that's the kind of hustle I want to see out of you. From the tip-off to the last buzzer, intensity all the way. I like that. So keep that up.
Hey, Prez.
How you doing, man?
That wasn't the same orange juice out there tonight. We didn't have it.
Got some work to do. Got some work to do.
Yeah, we do. Let's get it done.